Hello. This is my first time doing a poll on camera. So I just ask that my angels, my guides, my spirit team, my ancestors protect me and us and deliver messages of divine love and light through the cards. Clear messages through the cards for our highest good. Let's see what we get. Hope everyone's having a beautiful day or night wherever you are. We're looking for current energies or anything that we need to hear. For fire completion. Daughter of water. I just saw stress. So 5 of fire, stress, and 10 of air, negative thinking. So somebody out there may be keeping themselves in a loop of negative thinking and stressing out over those thoughts. And it's just a reminder that you are not your thoughts and you can step out of the cycle if you choose to. You can rise above the negative thinking loop, redirect your energy, redirect your thoughts to serve you instead of keep you back, keep you held back. What else can we get? The shaman card. And if anyone is wondering, this is my Vision Quest Tarot deck. It's the Native American Wisdom Tarot. It's something I found from a local crystal shop and I've used it for a few years now. Look, there's the negative thinking card again. But you don't have to do this anymore. You don't have to keep yourself in that loop anymore. 5 of air, fear. Yeah, I'll definitely read the descriptions of these cards so we can really get a feel for the reading. 3 of earth, growth. So choosing to close those loops and choosing differently for yourself leads to growth. Vision Quest, reverse. Nine of water, joy. Wow. So kind of what I'm seeing so far is that someone out there is in a place of you've done a lot of work, and this 4 of fire completion card represents like you're ready to take off and you're ready to go because you've completed those cycles. You've completed the karmic cycles and all the things that you needed to learn so far in life. And so the smoke, I remember in the description of this card, the smoke is rising and it wants you to rise too. And then we have the Daughter of Water card, which, let me read that really quick. In essence, romance, loving aspirations, yearning, enchantment, poetry, dream world, willingness to surrender, attachment, affection, also emotional pain. The inner message is that this card depicts the endless longing of the soul to be immersed in the beauty of love and therefore life over and over again. Your most delicate feminine qualities are searching for an expression. You long for true intimacy, to be cherished in loving recognition. Let yourself be led by your deepest stirrings now. You want to pour the full force of your love into a relationship, to be swept off your feet, to dissolve completely in love. Never let this longing be put down or ridiculed by anyone. Life is all about letting out love force flow unabashedly and learning to trust its course. If you have no partner at this time, let nature be the one who allows you to feel the sweetness of dissolving into a divine union with the miracle of life itself. So you have love coming for you. The Daughter of Water, that's all she wants, because she knows that we are love at our core. And there's nothing wrong with yearning for love. There's nothing wrong with that. We are love. We deserve love. Of course we want to pour into someone and be poured into as well. Then we have the Shaman card. And in this tarot deck, the Shaman card relates to the Hierophant. So in essence, this card is about wisdom, transcendence, intuition, deep knowledge of underlying forces, clear insight into recurring cycles. We were just talking about that cycle of the negative thinking and the fear. Supernatural talents, otherworldly, extrasensory visions. The inner message. The shaman inside you is capable of merging his intuitive perceptiveness with the wisdom of the elders. Meditate and find out what really motivates you, what your inner core truly desires. Don't waste time trying to fulfill more superficial desires. They can never satisfy your ancient longing. That is not their task. Shift your attention to what is essential. Most essential in your life is your own being. Without knowing the true essence of your being, your heart will always remain empty and dissatisfied. Without recognition of who you are, without inwardly awakening to that, you stumble like a drunkard through a maze of meaningless limitations. Remember yourself. Take the time and whatever space you need to explore your innermost being. For that, you don't have to go anywhere. And the outward manifestation of this card, much of what feels no longer right for you is ready to leave or fall away. Be thankful. And that goes back to the Four of Fire completion. You're ready to let it go. You may have to go through the pain of disillusionment, but that's in fact your liberation. If you want to awaken to reality, no spiritual entertainment technique can help you. It is time to face yourself. The shaman merely reminds you of your spiritual heritage. He points to your source, the unnameable, the mystery of your existence, the power that created everything and absorbs you back into itself at the end of this life. Contemplate how to best spend your time. I was just saying that to myself before I pulled out the cards. I was like, what do I do with my time right now? I have so much time. What do I do? Okay, so let's keep going. 10 of Air, negative thinking came out. In essence, negative thinking, unwillingness to let go of negative mind loops, clinging to self-destructive notions, doubts, and existential fears. The inner message says, Sometimes you create your own hell by repeating hateful thought patterns. There's no hell outside of you. Hell and heaven are internal states of mind. We create them. This power and responsibility cannot be placed at other people's doorstep, even if that feels more comfortable. Become aware of how you think about and treat yourself. In the outward manifestation, no new seeds should be thrown onto this field of doubts. Straighten yourself out first. Try not to hold on to past offenses. Clinging to a mental position robs you of your strength. Become aware of how your mind loops drag you ever deeper into the muck, especially in work-related matters. Fresh air, exercise, and regular relaxation will help you jump off this downward spiraling carousel of anger, worry, and pain. So yeah, I've definitely been in that space lately where I catch myself in negative thinking loops. It's not as bad as it used to be, for sure. I'm very aware of it now, but sometimes it does get the best of me still. And I think that's just a human thing to experience. But we can overcome it. We can get better, and we can retrain our brains to not default to that setting. Because that setting became default when we got hurt, when we went through pain, when we went through heartbreak. All the things. That became the default setting. But it doesn't have to be that anymore. And 5 of air, just living in fear. I don't know if anyone wants me to completely read all of the cards, but I feel like maybe I should. Or just give like the gist of it. So the 5 of air card, fear, in essence, is about mental agitation, confusion, trepidation, self-doubt, relationship trouble, and thoughts of abandonment. That's a big one. Thoughts of abandonment. This card reflects the fear of inadequacy and possible failure. At the same time, it reminds us to take a deeper than usual look at fear. The existential fear we all carry around with us, in one form or another, can only be discharged by seeing it through completely. If we direct our attention at fear without identifying with it, fear dissolves on its own. Become aware that you are not your fear. This is a good time to make far-reaching internal changes. Turn around to look within. Realize that blindly rushing along will only lead to further conflicts and entanglements. Only by moving away from a challenging situation, inwardly as well as outwardly, can you get calm enough to see through it and thus get a much better handle on things. Yeah. That's definitely something that I've needed to hear lately. Then we had 3 of earth. Growth, productive work, enhanced creativity, patient vigilance, precision, concentration, breakthrough. If you steadfastly concentrate on what you have planned without becoming blinded or distracted, you can use this rising strength very fruitfully. Just as there are times to celebrate and do nothing, there are phases where work gets done with great ease. This is such a time. Make use of it. Simply concentrate on your work and what you have planned. You now have everything it takes to complete a task joyfully and with success. Your willingness to pay attention to details will bring you more than the desired recognition. Whatever you touch will turn out well if you just stay focused now. So what is it that drives you? What is that thing you've been wanting to do? Because now's the time to do it. Let it flow. Let your energy go and flow into that thing. Because it will be successful. Vision Quest. Card number 12. This is a long one. I've seen this card many, many times for myself. This is a long one, okay? It relates to the Hanged Man. In essence, this card is about initiation, meditation, surrender, emptiness, patience, change of values, beliefs, viewpoints, new outlook, sincere search for meaning. The message of this card may be one of the most difficult to accept, not because it is abstract, but because it often seems almost impossible to let go of the opinions and values of the past. Our past is the familiar, the known. It gives us an illusory sense of safety, a kind of identity to which we usually cling whatever it may cost us. Thus, our past determines who we are, have been, and will be in the future. Past means tradition. Tradition is the illusion of continued stability. But if we want to truly and effectively embark on a vision quest, it has to be with our totality, our whole being. Nothing can be withheld. At first, this process threatens to strip away the very ground on which we stand. We plunge headlong into the inner emptiness. In older tarots, the hangman dangles head down from a branch to illustrate his entirely different outlook on the world. Now we perceive ourselves in our whole life from an utterly unfamiliar position. We are no longer in control. We are in limbo, set adrift. The unknown flings the doors of our perception wide open. It is not helpful to rehash what we know and thus repeat old mind games all over again. Just as we cannot run from pain, but must pass through it until it dissolves, we cannot run from this major shift in our growth. In everyone's life, there comes a point where no escape from the inner abyss is possible. Bravely pass through the eye of this needle. To postpone it won't get you anywhere. A reality check is needed. This is no time to go out and start something new and radical. Your primary focus must be on letting old structures drop away. Don't interfere with your inner growth process. Just be aware of what is happening inside. To have the willingness to let go is grace itself. It is one of the most important steps on the spiritual path. Without the capacity to surrender and relax our grip, we keep the doors to the inner sanctuary closed. Only a conscious fall into the inner emptiness lets us recognize the limitlessness of our being, and this alone reveals the deeper meaning of our life. There's something that you're clinging to, whether it's old ways of thinking, whether it's fear, whether it's a story that you told yourself a long time ago that you're bound to repeat. Like, this is what I do, this is what I do. I know that this is how it's going to go, right? You can choose differently. It's all a matter of perception, consciousness. You can be self-aware and you can know things about yourself and know what your tendencies are, and realize that if they're based in negative thinking and fear, that they don't serve you anymore. So go inward and reflect on those things. Confirmation burp? Excuse me, I'm so sorry. But reflect on those things, those stories and those patterns. Sometimes there are things that we do that are good for us, right? Some patterns and some ways of thinking that are beneficial for us. But we need to look at the ones that are not. Where does it come from? What is the basis of it? Is this out of a pattern that I do out of love for myself or out of self-harm? Like inner self-harm, emotional harm to myself. So which is it? And the ones that stem from the negative side, they need to go. You need to let it go. If you can just envision yourself holding those patterns or whatever, however they're going to show up to you visually. Say you can hold the pattern in a ball or maybe it's a pile of words, maybe it's like something dark. However it shows up to you, if you just close your eyes and you take a deep breath and you visualize, okay, what is that pattern that I keep falling into that I don't want for myself anymore? Can you hold it, see yourself holding it? And can then you consciously take it and drop it and let the energy just completely dissipate. As soon as you drop it, let it fizzle out, let it dissipate, let it go away, kind of like the smoke clearing. Let it become smoke, let it clear, let it go away, let it waft away. And from that moment on, you no longer identify with it. It's no longer yours. You're no longer holding it. And that creates space for you energetically. You're creating space to welcome positive thinking patterns, to welcome love and abundance and trust and all of the good things that you wish for. Because you have them innately, that is within you. But those old ones that we just let go, they were weighing you down. So we let it go. It's gone, and now you can breathe fresh air. And now you can step into a period of growth for yourself. Because letting go, endings always bring new beginnings, new growth. I love that. And then 9 of Water is our next card, Joy. Let's take a look at this one. Because your joy is coming. It's right at the other side of letting go of these old patterns and thoughts that have held you down. We're right there. You're so close. 9 of Water in essence means joy, upsurge of power, exuberance, thankfulness, great receptivity and freedom, experiencing happiness and spreading it. Now you can show your unacknowledged love for yourself and others openly. Thus, the gate to a completely new lifestyle opens. See? Fully enjoy what comes to you. Moreover, be grateful for what you already have. The power of your natural, unfabricated joy rejuvenates your heart. The joy of simply being alive spreads itself in ever-widening circles. No pushing on your part is needed. This is a great time to be creative. Let what is arising inside you take form. Genuine joy constantly breeds more joy, infecting all those you touch. So keep the inner channels open. Don't block them again with memories of your dead past. Don't block them again with memories of your dead past. We just let it go. Okay, and this is something that I'm practicing lately. I'm excited because this is so good. This is so good, and someone needed to hear it. But this is something that I'm practicing lately too. It's like you can do the work of letting those things go. We just did. We held it. We let it go. We watched the smoke dissipate. And now we're able to stand in a new position to accept happiness and all the joy and all of the overflowing cups to be here, to come. However, that's not without acknowledging that it can pop up. Those old negative thinking patterns can and probably will pop up for you in the future. However, you are so equipped with the tools, you have the awareness, and you can recognize that negative thought pattern for what it is. You can be like, oh, I recognize you, but you know what? We don't do that anymore. So, see you later, Don't come again. Until you get into a space of where that doesn't happen anymore. And I don't think there's an actual timeline or any kind of if you do it 7 times, then it's going to work. I don't think there's any kind of number or plan that you can make out of it. It's just a continuous learning experience. But you have the tools and you can do it. Yeah. Let's see if there's any other cards that come out with this. Thank you, Spirit. I love this message. Transformation. So, okay, this card in traditional tarot relates to the death card. And if you know that it doesn't mean actual death, it's not actually scary, it means transformation. You're changing. You're transforming. This is a new version of yourself. This is who you've been wanting to become. Like I said, we're right on the edge of stepping into it. It's here. This transformation is here. You just have to make that choice. You just have to choose to step over the threshold. Yeah. One more card. Four of Earth, security. Nice. So I'll read these two descriptions for you. So the transformation card relates to death. In essence, dying to be reborn, dead process, shedding the past, letting go of old patterns, dogmas, values, letting it be on the deepest level, inwardly resuming to the source. This card does not represent physical death. Every transformation is a new beginning, so don't waste energy on trying to stop the inevitable. You are simply ready to let go of more unnecessary baggage. This card hints at a long overdue disengagement from certain situations, sometimes the departure of people. However, in its highest aspect, this image represents the soul's longing to be born anew. This can only happen when needless structures and mental veils crumble or fall. Don't cling to a single thing. Allow everything to disperse itself, even if it seems unbearable at first. You are simply creating more space to accommodate some important newcomers in your life. Yes, we were just talking about that. Your sense of being forsaken will soon turn into joy. But the ego wants to avoid transitions. It fears the new. It tenaciously clings to the familiar. It rather exists in prolonged stagnation and death-like boredom than surrender to what it can never know, thereby causing much more pain, of course. But you have the courage and understanding to welcome profound changes. Do not postpone this transition. It is a transformation. I don't know about you, but it makes me excited to hear because, like, there's so much good ready and waiting for you. Just take that step. Just let everything else disperse. Like it said, don't cling. Clinging to desired outcomes puts an energetic distance in between you and what you want. So just let it be. Everything will come to you. When there's no pressure surrounding you, everything can flow into your orbit very freely. So let it come. Let it come. And lastly, we had Four of Earth, security. In essence, security, position of power, influence through money, striving for security and success, desire for lasting stability, law and order, also misuse of power. The inner message says, be aware of how much material security you really need in your life and what the security means to you. What is it that makes you inwardly feel safe? What is needed now to stabilize you emotionally? If you let yourself fall into your own depths, you realize that true security always comes from inside. Sorry, that's my dog shaking. Now you can reveal your influence on certain matters and step out from behind the scenes. But don't forget that outer creations or power demonstrations merely grant an illusory sense of security. Accepting our absolute insecurity is the only way to remain safe. So learn to rest in apparent insecurity. Begin to recognize the unchanging power in every change, every new and different situation. In this welcoming acceptance, you find the security that knows no change. So that is what I'm getting from this reading today. Hopefully, this resonated with somebody. Someone out there needed to hear it. And I think it's beautiful. You're so ready to welcome that change that you've been wanting for a long time. Because I think you've wanted it for a really long time. And it's just about your awareness. You have so much ahead of you. You just have to let go. You just have to let it all dissipate and not be afraid of. There's gonna be a period of time from you letting go and getting everything that you hope for and wish for. There's gonna be a, a bracket of time in between those things. It's not gonna be immediate, and that's okay. And I think that's where this card comes in here. Not so much about like monetary stuff, but like you're gonna possibly feel insecure again in the space between, because you're like, well, I let go, I'm doing this, when is it coming? Maybe I should just go back because it's not working, or I don't know what, this is so unfamiliar to me. It's gonna feel a little bit strange. But I hope that you can sit with yourself and go inward and just be like, the stillness is sacred. It's okay to sit in the stillness. And if you have a hard time sitting in stillness, I feel you. I know how hard it can be. Turn to meditation. Try not to let your brain race and do all of those things and let in those old thinking patterns. Remember, we have to catch it when it comes up again, and we can turn it off and we can say, no, we don't do that anymore. My mindset is growth. And so just knowing that you're gonna get everything that you want, it's coming for you. Trusting that is important for you right now. So trust in the stillness. And that's my message for you guys today. Thank you for watching if you did, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.